Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today's video we are looking at the new paper pumpkin. This is the September paper pumpkin box for 2020 and it is called Hello Pumpkin. Isn't that cute? And first thing to notice is that rather than it being a traditional Poppy Parade color, we've got this, I suspect it's supposed to be Cajun Craze. Oh, and look at that. Man, I'm on the mark there. There's Cajun Craze is our Stampin' ink spot. And here's something to note right here. The next paper pumpkin is called Joy to the World. Notice again another specialty box. It says here, bells are ringing, angels are singing, and the new Joy to the World paper pumpkin kit is coming soon. This kit includes supplies for 8 elegant holiday cards and is perfect for connecting with people you love during this festive time. So if that seems like something you would like to get your hands on, the time to make sure to subscribe by is by the 10th of October. So that's coming up quickly, so make sure that you do get that done if you would like to get your hands on this beautiful set. So, okay. Let's take a look here at our stamps. We've got a cute one, Have a Happy Halloween. We've got Give Thanks, Hello Pumpkin, Trick or Treat, Spooky and Sweet. We've got a pumpkin, little jack-o'-lantern face, leaf, a mini jack-o'-lantern face, probably to go with this cute little pumpkin on this hat. This leaf and this little flower here. How cute is that? I love the fact that this hat here looks really similar to the hat of a DSP that they had years ago. That's pretty cute. Okay, so I'll put that off to the side for now. Let's see here. Okay. So this kit was touted last year. Oh my, it's difficult to get my nails underneath. This kit was touted last month as being able to be Halloween-y or Thanksgiving-y and just, you know, autumn themed, if that's what you preferred, and that you would have more than enough to do those same crafts if you wished to do one or the other or a combination of both. So let's see how they did that. Oop. All right, so looks like the treat box is this cute little method here. Look at that, how cute. So on one side we have the Cajun Craze, on the other side looks like probably pumpkin pie. Let's confirm that on our instructions. Recall, if you have not yet gotten your hands on one of these, that on the back side, so oh, look at that, look at how cute that is. So sweet. On the back side here, it actually tells you the color coordinating colors. So basic black, bumblebee, Cajun Craze, cinnamon cider, mossy meadow, olive, old olive, excuse me, pumpkin pie, and white are the coordinating colors there. And what's nice is that recently they've started doing these, where it's like little alternatives to the original projects, so as to give you a starting point really for where you could go with this. So looks like these treats fold up in this cute little way, and you tie it off with the string, or I guess thread is what that's called. So depending on the way you fold it, you'll either have this outside or this on the outside. And it looks like they have a fair number. What was this, 20 of them? Is that what it was? 20? Yeah, 20. So you've got, you can do 10 and 10. You could do 20 of one, 20 of the other, right? There's a lot of variety here. And what's fun is that these little diamonds here are gonna pop out. Let's see if I can kind of show you. See that? That little diamond? You could use that on a card too, and like the assortment of them. You can use it for a shaker card or some kind of a background. Lots of options there. All right, so let's look at all these embellishments. So we've got typical, right? We've got our thread. These strips here are actually strips of glue. Let me show you what that looks like. So these are just tiny little 3M strips, and you usually have exactly the right number. 10, 15. It looks like in this case they give you 5 extras in case you make a boo-boo. You've got full-size dimensionals as well as mini glue dots, those 2 threads. And let's look at these pages here. So we've got sheets of black where you've got these cat cutouts. Do you see that? Cute little cat with the back raised. These little flowers on the other side. On this side, we've got black, but it's got this kind of lacy piece along with these kind of curly cues. I assume maybe for pumpkins. All right, it looks like here for our sentiments as well as little flowers if we wish. What could be fun is to actually stamp this flower piece on top, sort of like a flower center for the larger ones. That's cute. All right, here's some more. We've got this cinnamon cider and, is that Mossy Meadow? Was that what I read earlier? Yes, Mossy Meadow. Those two different flowers. Again, these could be fun in a shaker card. Look at those fun hats. So like even if you turn these all into like Thanksgiving Day treats, you can still use all these hats. You can make cards. You could have, if you've got a little one, you could have them make cards for their friends, even if they're not seeing them on, you know, if they're only seeing them virtually. You've got an assortment here, leaves, leaves, leaves and flowers, and leaves and flowers. And you actually get 4 of these sheets. Now you've got the pumpkins. How cute is that? Flowers again, and this you've got 4 sheets of this as well. Mini pumpkins, large pumpkins, little strips. You've got 1 sheet of this where you've got the cinnamon cider and the mossy meadow for these little curly Q things. And 2 pieces of this, ooh, with the different decorative border and these little curly Q's. I don't know what those are supposed to be called. And then obviously you've got your cardstock, or well, not cardstock, I guess your paper cardboard back there. So that's that. I will come back in a minute after having made the designs that they recommend, and then after that we'll see what I come up with that's a little bit different. So let me pause this. Hello again. So here are the nearly finished products. All I didn't do yet, I've attached all of it. The only thing I haven't done is tie off these pieces. It's in part because I'm not quite sure what I'll put in it. So I don't want to inadvertently like put this side to be too tight, for example. One thing I thought of that would fit really nicely in this, and even then have plenty of space, like some kind of a chapstick. If you wanted to gift a little chapstick to people, especially with the winter holidays coming up, the winter season. I don't know about you guys, but I get very chapped lips at times. I live in a pretty dry place in the winter sometimes, in the sense that like my hair dries out and so does my face and my lips. So I go through chapstick a lot. So I've created 3 designs. So the perk here is that all of these little guys are all a little bit different. So you can kind of go off of whatever. So I kind of went off of this one here for this pumpkin one. Let me pull it up so you can see better. So I kind of went off of that one, but still made it my own. Different leaves. Oops, sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. Different leaves, a few of the different embellishments. Plus, I grabbed this kind of pinkish, purple, or not purple or not pink, the like light pumpkin pie color here for the sentiment, whereas they had used the white piece here. The next one I did, I liked this kind of kitty one here. And these 2 looked near identical, so I was like, oh, I'll use that as inspiration. So I made that one. Not identical, but pretty close. I did try, this one has like the swirl, the swirl kind of coming out behind him there. But it was really difficult to make sure that it didn't look like it was like fart smells or something, like an extra tail or something coming out. So I did try to angle that in a way that wouldn't look in a weird suggestive position. And then finally I did this one, which I kind of based off of this guy here. Let me zoom that in a little bit. So there's that. And so those are the 3 I came up with that I used from more or less following those instructions. Obviously, there are still plenty of things I haven't used. And even if I made all 20, I would still have lots of unused pieces. So now I'll go ahead and, and also look, these are all the pieces from just one, from 3 sheets of this. So, I mean, you could make all kinds of things with that one. I might turn that into a shaker card, who knows? So that being said, Those are the three. All I have to do now is fill it with goodies and tie it off. And so we'll see here in the last part of the video what I come up with for alternative projects. Hello again. So here is the, these are the card alternatives I came up with. So rather than turning them into treats, I thought I could use some of these components to actually make cards. So here are the three I came up with. I'm actually using our note cards and envelopes. So these would be, say, ready to send out to somebody. These are actually mailable in the post. They are the smallest size that can be delivered by mail, but they do fit. So if you wanted to get a set of them, they are really affordable. You get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. And I think it's only like, oh, what was it? Like $7 or $8? Let me look. Maybe $8.50? Let me check that now, actually, because it's one of those where it's a surprisingly good deal to be able to make a lot of beautiful cards pretty quickly. And the smaller size means you can use up less product, which means it lasts a lot longer. Alrighty, paper. I always go too fast, so I'm figured if I go nice and slowly, there's the memories and more cards. Envelopes, note cards and envelopes. Here we go. For $7, you get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. And like I mentioned, they are in fact in ability. They can go through the post, so I thought that was pretty great. And they also come in very vanilla as well. So these were the three cards I came up with. My intention was to kind of show a separate, different techniques. So here I used only the stuff that came from the kit, other than obviously the card base, and I stamped Hello Pumpkin here. I used all of these little embellishments. I popped up this little pumpkin, and that is all I did for this card. I could have stamped on the inside, but since I didn't do very much / almost any stamping on the outside, I thought that would have been a little excessive, and potentially it wouldn't have tied it in very well. I could add another pumpkin on the inside, but the way I have it now, it has plenty of space to write a little message for them. This was the first one I came up with because I kind of liked the simplicity of this, where it's still a Halloween card. And look, I've tied in that Cajun craze by coloring the hat the Cajun craze. I've added the little jack-o'-lantern mouth. I've colored them in. And this is actually, you can't quite tell because I did this decently. I actually stamped this on cardstock. So just the perk of this image being kind of like a nice size, you can stamp it on a scrap and then color it in, cut it out, and then just pop it on there. So that's what I did, but before I did that, I actually used a sponge dauber, kind of sponged on a bit of a circle-ish shape. You probably didn't have to. I could have done like a back and forth look. And then just that sentiment there in the center. So nice flat card, again, mailable. And then this one was the last one I came up with, and this one was inspired by this little card right here. See that? That little card shows the banner in the back, and then this kind of image here popped up, and I thought, well, that's mighty cute. So I kind of took an inspiration from there, but I didn't want to make a 3x3 card. And so again, I made the note card and I tied in a little bit of the black. The white might have made it for a better color, but I kind of like this. Next time, maybe I would do something as a background, but I wanted, again, to use as few items as possible. So all I did is stamp this on a scrap, cut it out. This, if you look at the stamp, let me get this handy again. Where did I put the, I moved it, and then of course, I shouldn't have. When you look at the stamp, it actually is, this leaf here is actually off a little bit, meaning that it is not attached to the image. So what I did is I actually cut it off, and then I tied it, like I tucked it in behind it. I'm sure I'll find it as soon as I end the event, end the video. So I actually tucked it in behind it with a glue dot. So these, though, I got from the actual treat bag, or I guess not bag, but like tube. So these pieces come right out, But that's a lot of stuff you could use for cards. And so I used 12 of them on this card, and I just put a glue dot between each piece, and that holds it closed. And because of the way it's made, it actually kind of stays in place. It means it shifts a little bit, but it's not going to shift a ton. And so you can definitely just, I could have, if I wanted to, I could like put extra pieces underneath like glue dots, but I think for this I kind of like the movement. So this was the last card I made. I have not finished thinking about alternatives. There are a couple of treat type like 3D projects that I was thinking I could do. Oh, here it is. So let me get you, well, here we go. So if you take a look here, see that leaf? It's not actually attached. And so that's what I meant, where like I tucked it in. See, this guy here also not attached, and I probably should have cut it and then tucked it. Here, let me put it a little closer. See how there's that white space? I probably should have cut it and then tucked it in behind it, but I didn't. And that's okay. It adds a little bit of like, you know, individuality. So with that, these are the 3 card ideas, or I guess more specifically note cards ideas that I came up with. These 2 here use blends. This one's I've stamped kind of in the background. This one I've sponged a little bit, but it's a flat card. And this one I've used more or less only the components from the stamp set, and so the stamp set sentiment, and then these are all components from the actual card, the original Paper Pumpkin options. So if you have any questions, or you would like to get your hands on next month's Paper Pumpkin, which is themed Joy to the World, and the idea here is that it'll start being, I think, more Christmassy. And so here, notice you have from September 11th to October 10th to be able to actually subscribe in order to become a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Usually, I send my Paper Pumpkin subscribers one of these alternatives that I've made in the mail, and then that way they get a little bit of other creative inspiration with their kit. So if you've got any questions or you'd like to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, go ahead and do so below. If you wish to subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos with Paper Pumpkin alternatives, card creations, and tip videos, feel free to subscribe below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!